from the Richmond American University here in the UK joins me now in the studio. We saw President Obama there giving a very personal eulogy, and of course President Obama owes a lot to Ted Kennedy himself, doesn't he?
He does indeed. I think one could almost go as far as to say that without Ted Kennedy and the support of the Kennedy family, we might not be talking about an Obama presidency today, but rather potentially a Hillary Clinton administration. So there's no doubt about it that Barack Obama, for his fine words today, owes a great deal to Ted Kennedy and to the Kennedy family as a whole, I think.
And looking at the Kennedy family, what kind of impact on American history do you think they have had?
Unprecedented, quite frankly. If you look at the Kennedy family today, and if you look at the reaction to Ted Kennedy's passing, so much I think about what is being expressed over the last couple of days is not just about the passing of Ted Kennedy as an individual. This is a reaction to the Kennedy family as a whole. You have had President Kennedy, Ambassador Kennedy, and the father figure. You've got senators. There are still members of the House of Representatives. So this is perhaps the most powerful domestic force in American politics over the 20th century.
The Americans obviously haven't got a royal family. Would you describe them as the royalty?
They've often been described as such, as the America's royal family. I think as loyal Irish immigrants, I think they might take some offence at that personally, but they are the closest thing that America does have to a royal family. But what you've seen today, arguably, is the fact that this guy was never president, but what you've seen, I think, is as close to a presidential funeral for someone who never made the White House as you're ever likely to get it in American history, probably.
And looking to the future, I mean, looking at you know, various Kennedys who were speaking at the funeral,
sure.
Can you see anyone out of them who could be a potential successor?
This is one of the great problems that the family face, effectively. The seat that Ted Kennedy now relinquishes has been in the family's hold, with the exception of 2 years, since 1952. But there is no one really who's coming through, the possible exception of Joe Kennedy, elder son of Robert Kennedy, who could potentially take that lead. So where the family goes from now is really quite up to anybody's guess, quite frankly.
Okay, fascinating stuff. Dr. James Boyes, an expert in US politics from the Richmond American University. Thank you very much. We're just Dr. James Boyes, who's an expert in US politics from the Richmond American University. Thanks very much for joining us again. Let's talk about the future, because clearly Edward Kennedy made a big impact in his years of the Senate. One of his big aims and what he described